Next, we have proteins. Now, proteins, we know it's the basic unit of all proteins is amino acids. Amino acids all join together to form protein. Now, in total, there are 20 different types of amino acids present. ठीक है, हमारे पास total 20 different amino acids present होते हैं, and 3 amino acids make one protein. We'll be doing this in the further chapter when we'll be talking about transcription and translation and the synthesis of proteins which takes place on ribosomes. Now we know that proteins are made up of amino acids and 20 different amino acids are present. Now each of these amino acids would form a different combination. For example, if I talk about 3 types of amino acids, आपके पास कोई भी हो गया, glutamic acid, valine, methionine, 3 of these combine to form one protein. Now they all contain the same basic structure, but the R group is different for each one. R group क्या होता है? R group is also known as a variable group. What do we call it? We call it a variable group. Variable क्या होता है? Which changes. R group हम कहते हैं variable को. Now for example, a basic structure of all amino acid is इस तरह का होता है वो. I'll draw it over here. This is an amino acid. ये मैं एक amino acid draw कर रहा हूँ. On one side we have an NH2 group. On one side we have a carboxylic group. लेकिन जो ये R group है, this R group is different in all amino acids. For example, this R group can also be CH3. This R group can also be COC. तो ये R group change होता रहता है. Other than this, ये जो पूरा हिस्सा है, this whole part of the amino acid, this is common in all those 20 amino acids, but the R group is different. And this is the variable group. The R group is the one which differs it from each other. This is the one which is differing one amino acid from all the other. This is the R group which differs methionine from glycine, from glutamic acid, from valine. यही है जो different amino acids को आपस में differentiate करता है. So when amino acids are joined together, a protein is formed. हम इसको polypeptide chain भी कहते हैं. When amino acids join together, we will be doing this in translation part. Translation में क्या होता है? Different amino acids form bonds. When they form bonds, they form a chain on the ribosome. That chain is basically known as a polypeptide chain because वो जो polypeptide है ना, peptide bonds form होते हैं. And when a lot of peptide bonds are formed, we call that a polypeptide. Now the amino acids can be arranged in any order, resulting in hundreds of thousands of different proteins. Even a small difference in the order of the amino acid results in a different protein being formed. For example, आगे एक हम चीज पढ़ेंगे सिकल सेल एनीमिया. सिकल सेल एनीमिया में क्या होता था कि a red blood cell contains glutamic acid as one of its amino acid base sequence. But when that glutamic acid is replaced by another acid known as valine, valine क्या करता है? Valine distorts the shape of the red blood cell and turns it into a sickle cell shape. तो वो एक change of amino acids, क्योंकि red blood cell तो amino acid से बने, one change of that amino acid disrupts the whole structure of a red blood cell, and red blood cell की shape कुछ sickle जैसी हो जाती है, a moon type shape. So these amino acids can be arranged in any order, resulting in hundreds of thousands of different proteins. This is a structure of an amino acid. On one side, we have a group जिसको हम कहते हैं amine group. What do we call it? Amine. And on one side, we have another group. इसको हम कहते हैं COOH group. कौन सा group है ये? COOH group. On one side of the carbon, we have hydrogen. And on one side of the carbon we have the variable group. तो कार्बन के 4 बॉन्ड यहाँ पे बन रहे हैं 1 2 3 4. एक आपका माइन ग्रुप है, एक हाइड्रोजन, एक कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप, एंड दिस इज द वन व्हिच चेंजेस. ये कभी कभार R की जगह क्या हो सकता है? फॉर एग्जांपल इन प्लेस ऑफ R it can be CH3 as well, it can be CH2 CH5 as well. This is what differentiates each of the proteins. Now how your body uses amino acids as building blocks is a interesting part. All these amino acids join together to form these polypeptide chains, or यही polypeptide chains then further form proteins, and those protein can be either primary, secondary, or tertiary. That depends on the arrangement of those peptide chains. Amino acid were just the building blocks. Okay, those building blocks made the peptide chain. Now these peptide chains can arrange themselves accordingly to the structure of the protein or which is required for its particular function.